All right, everybody. Welcome to my very first Manchester United video. As you can see by it's not even gray anymore, for Christ's sakes. It's more white. But as you can see by the white in my facial hair, I am not a young buck. I have been a United fan for 48 years now, as of today. Although I guess I didn't pop out of the womb as a United fan. So, but it is my 48th birthday today, and here I am starting something new. And why am I starting this? Well, let's be honest. Has anybody watched a Manchester United podcast lately? You have the United Stand with Mark Goldbridge, whatever. It's just the same fucking shit over and over every day, 3 times a day. Now, I will admit, he brings in the blonde girl for lunchtime. Or I guess it's lunchtime for me. You know, there is a 5-hour time difference, but he does the morning, she does the afternoon, and then he does the 8 o'clock shift. Where, you know, a lot of the things he says I agree with, but it's just the same fucking shit every day, 3 times a day. And then I think once a week they bring on, who is it, Ben Jacobs? And that guy doesn't fucking tell you anything, to be quite honest with you. Not a bloody thing. By the way, everybody, cheers. Cheers to my very first show. Or our very first show. Hopefully many more to come. Depending on what this fucking team does to us. Let's be honest. But, you know, when Sir Alex was the manager, I didn't have any of this. It was beautiful. I was blonde hair, blue eyes. And then he left, 2012? So in the past 13 years, I have aged 40. And I aged probably another 5 years today after watching and listening to Ruben's presser, where Ruben came out, and I don't think I've ever seen a manager look this deflated, this defeated, this fucking depressed. It's the 3 Ds. And not like the Ds that we like on women. But he literally told us that bad times are still ahead. Bad times are still ahead. And it got me thinking. Now, yes, I'm on the other side of the pond, okay? I'm in Canada, Toronto, to be exact, where I was really hoping we were going to host a couple of England games in the World Cup this summer, but turns out I'm stuck with the Germans and the Croats, so yay. $5,000 a ticket to go watch those bums. But there's a reason why Sir Alex left us in 2012. He still had more to give. There was still way more in the tank for him. But he knew what was coming down the pipeline. He saw the writing on the wall. And I'm not going to make this into an anti-Semitic video or anything like that. But can you guys give me one good Jewish owner of any major sports team? Please leave it in the comments. Just one. No person of Jewish descent has ever run a sports team properly. Now, I'm talking about the Glazers, obviously. Joel and Ingram and whatever the little rat bastards are. You guys know who I'm talking about. And then they realized how bad they were fucking up. So they decided to bring in a pigeon. Somebody who would take the heat off of them. Needed to be an Englishman. So in steps Sir Jimmy Boy Ratcliffe. Now, Jimmy Boy is not a football fan at all. Or at least he doesn't know how to run a football team either. And if you're watching this in North America, I apologize, but, you know, in this household, we call soccer football. It's what it is. It's what it's been called for hundreds of years. Fucking deal with it. But if you look at, I can't remember the team that he owns in France. Is it Lille or Nice? I should have known this before I started this video. But anyways, if you look up the team that he owns in Ligue 1 in France, they're not at the top of the table. They're actually even below middle of the table. And I looked it up. There's not too many billionaire owners in Ligue 1 France. But yet, it was a year ago. What was it, 2024? I think it was Christmas Eve or Christmas Eve. December 23rd or December 24th. Sir Jim Ratcliffe was announced as part owner of our glorious Manchester United, and that he would be overtaking the football operations. How the fuck has that turned out? You have Omar Bashitz, Banana, Bedard, whatever the fuck his name is, as the CEO. Done nothing. You have Ash-Ass or Ashworthy. Sorry, he was the one that got fired after 3 months. Sorry. It's Will Cox I'm thinking of. Will, I love Cox. You know, he's done nothing. And the reason why he's probably done nothing is because he's too busy looking at everyone's cocks in the training room, in the dressing room. And then you have Ashworthy or Ashworth, whatever the hell his name was. He wasn't even around long enough for me to know his name. But this guy went on garden leave from his team because United was signing him to literally, you know, run the football operations. And 3 months into it, he resigns. Nobody, and I mean nobody, talked about that. Yeah, the United Stand and FUTV and the other podcasts, they might have talked about it for like a day or two, but that's it. That's it. All they did was go back to, oh, well, who's the transfer targets and Baleba and fucking this and fucking that. And all those bloody podcasts do is talk about the same transfer targets day in, day out, 3 to 4 times a day. And they say, oh, their connections and their sources. And fuck you. You have no sources. You have no connections. You just have a bunch of pigeons following you on your podcast, listening to you day in and day out, talk about the same shit. So I want to do something different, folks. Okay? That's what I want to do. Let's bring this thing closer in. There we go. I want to talk about the real problem. And the real problem is, as long as United is owned and operated by those worthless, better be careful here how I say that, but the Glazer family should not be allowed within 1,500 miles of Old Trafford. They should be banned from the UK. Now, the UK won't ban them because they love people like that, right? They'll ban the guy from Chelsea, though. Abramovich, who, you know, the UK government is still trying to get money out of him because Keir Starmer needs to give fucking more migrants more money. Nobody wants to talk about this. And, you know, for the last 2 or 3 years, I've watched from afar, obviously, but I have watched United supporters put together what were going to be a stand, walkouts, in protest of the Glazer family. And then what happens? What happens? Hey, United supporters? You know how stupid and fickle you are, right? We make a signing, Sesko, at the end, and all of a sudden you go from, oh, well, maybe I don't want to protest anymore. Oh, also because Balebo at the time was still in the mix. You're like little children who aren't getting their way and want a PS5, but you're so stupid and naive that your parents show you an Atari system from 1980, but they tell you that it's something different and nobody else has. And you guys bite it. You fall for it. At the end of the day, no, there's nothing Ruben can do. Yes, he makes the dumbest fucking decisions in game. We can all attest to that. His substitutions. What's that show on Apple TV? Ted Lasso or Lezzo or whatever it is? He would make better fucking substitutions. And he's an actor. Ruben has to go. There's no denying that. But it doesn't start with him. And it sure as hell doesn't end with him. It should be starting at the very top. And then if you want to end somewhere, let's end with some of these fucking players. Luke Shaw should have been aborted during the first trimester by his lazy mother. Bruno Fernandes, I'm sorry. Yes, you might be up there in goals and assists and everything else. You are a whiny little fucking bitch. A whiny little bitch. And if you're the captain of the team, that trickles down to everybody else. I always hear United supporters saying, we need more academy players. We need more academy players. It doesn't matter if we played academy players. Because our academy is so fucked. So fucked. We have players thinking that they are so entitled because they put on the Manchester United jersey for the under 21s or the under 18s that they're automatically the shit. Even though they've never played a game for the senior team. The class of 92 is long, long gone. We are never going to have anything like that ever again. And what about Cheeto? All I heard last year after we got him from Arsenal is that this guy's going to be the greatest fucking goal scorer in the history of the EPL. We're so shit from a striker standpoint, he can't even get a sniff onto the pitch. Now, why is that? How did he go from so high 18 months ago that every major team in the world wanted him? And we got him. And now FC Porto wouldn't even take him. Or RB Leipzig wouldn't even take him. That's because every single youth player that enters the Manchester United Academy, I am now positive that the Manchester United Academy is like a Diddy party. You go there and you have PTSD for life. I don't know what the fuck Darren Fletcher's doing. He's supposedly running the under-18 team. He ain't running shit. He's running it so that his two boys are on the bench for United, and one of them gets to play now, apparently, all the time. Even though he looks like Bambi on ice out there. Looks like fucking Stevie Wonders and Ray Charles had a love child. His last name's Fletcher. I understand the anger with Ruben, but it does not fall at his feet. Yes, okay, the 1-0 loss to Everton with 10 men with Everton, that falls on his feet. Every single one of his substitutions, yes, I will agree, falls on his feet. It does. And I've always been of the mindset that, okay, you want to play a certain way, that's great. I understand that, right? It's your, it's what you believe in. It's your fundamentals. But if you do not have the players to play that style, this isn't House League. This isn't the championship. This isn't fucking League 2 or League 3. You have to adapt. And if you can't adapt, and you can't get results with the players that you have at your disposal, then you're the wrong fucking manager. I'm not wrong here. I believe we were lied to when they brought Ruben in, because we were told that he was going to be the successor to Pep over at Man City. You think fucking Man City's like, woo, dodged a bullet there, didn't we? Yes, Ruben is an idiot. We can all agree on that. He gives great pressers, though. Does great interviews. If you want information, he's your guy. But he's not the problem. He's a part of the problem. But he's not anywhere close to being the main part of the problem. The main part of the problem are the Zionist cunts at the very top who don't give a shit about United. They only care about their Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFL, in American football, and who just want to keep taking loans out on United, which is why we're $1 billion in debt. We are $1 billion in debt. And yet we generate the most revenue out of any football team in the fucking world. You don't have to be an economist to figure out how screwed up that is. But you got all these mental midgets over here saying, oh, give them time, give them time. You know who says that? People that don't have gray in their face, okay? The people that say stupid shit like that are the ones that weren't around when we were winning 10, 11, 12 EPLs, 2 Champions Leagues, 5 FA Cups. They weren't around for that. They were still a fucking thought in their father's nutsack. They're millennials, Gen Zers. The people that think, oh, well, I showed up, so I get a participation trophy. Fuck you. Don't be so harsh on them. They're only 3 points out of third, 3 points out of fourth. Guess what? We're also 5 points out of fucking 15th. So the fact that you're okay with this mediocre bullshit, it just means that you're mediocre. If we were to walk into your house right now, or your condo, or chances are your parents' fucking basement, you wouldn't have any first place trophies up, or even second or third place trophies. All you would have is participation medals. And that's why you think it's okay for United to be fucking this pathetic. I enjoyed this, everybody. This is our first one. Hopefully many more to come. I'm going to have a much better setup as we move forward with these, but wanted to see what kind of traction I get on this and see the responses. Hopefully you guys like them. Please leave all your comments in the comment section. I'm not going to be doing 3 of these a day. That's not my cup of tea. We'll try to do one every couple of days or whatnot. Definitely do one on a game day type of thing, as the other dickheads do. But we'll make ours a lot more fun. I promise you. And cheers. Happy New Year's. Merry Christmas. If you don't like that shit, fuck off. Okay? That's what we do in Western society. If you don't like it, go back to your third world shithole country of origin. Because here we say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And we'll talk soon, everybody. Have a great January 2nd. Thank you for this.